financing, such as grants, foreign direct investment, to talk about is private sector and the critical, and as a critical finance by private sector. Unfortunately, in least development countries, social and governance framework for the financial sector to boost their sustenance is mute, because the third point I came with was on parish
message to deliver through a child called Mulag.
Like me, when I'm attacked by hunger, I feel like my brain, I feel like they would like to recommend that.
There's no way you can get those SDGs without socio-economic transformation. Society must change so that you are able to get those SDGs sustainably. Because this debate is not new. In the 1960s, all these programs were there. Maybe they were not using those very words, but all these efforts were there to help education, to help this health. But if you audit carefully, the countries which did not focus clearly on ideology and strategy up to now are struggling. So if you do that, if you create jobs, money-making jobs, you make money-making jobs in agriculture, or you become, if you become either an employer or an employee, would you be nearer to achieving the SDGs or further away? You should answer that question.
This report is telling Uganda's story on the journey of socio-economic transformation and implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. The PDM is among the 6 commitments to accelerate sustainable development in Uganda and ensure no one is left behind by the year 2030. These commitments were developed and presented during the Sustainable Development Goal Summit in 2023. This financial year, like we have already been told by Honorable Magezi, all parishes have already received 50 million, and the balance will be received before the financial year ends. Your Excellency, PDM is already producing positive stories of the 39% population targeted to receive it. They are big stories.
And with all who from Nigeria who heads UNDP, how vibrant this conference has been over the last, and the challenges of refugee hosting communities. And I know I continue receiving refugees. We know that this is the word, consolidated that report was. And it's really a job that increasingly we would look at how, because now there's some change in terms of the support that is being given to the development agenda. So those are many have talked about the achievements that Uganda has had. At the national level, as mentioned before, we note your greater efforts in terms of development financing, such as grants, foreign direct investment. To talk about is private sector and the critical, and as a critical finance by private sector. Unfortunately, in least development countries, social and governance framework for the financial sector to boost their sustenance is mute, because the third point I came with was on parish
message to deliver through a child called Mulag.
Like me, when I'm attacked by hunger, I feel like my brain, I feel like they would like to recommend the following. Reducing the amount of parents should be supported with such
government programs. Your Excellency, however, the local government to allocate 1 billion Uganda shillings towards those many. Apache Municipal Council 86, Kira Municipal Education and health centers or health sector. The abstraction. Your Excellency, the assessment has also shown that out of 3 Uruga are requesting you for a meeting or maybe a retreat.
Several milestones have been achieved. These include the translation of the SDGs into 13 local languages and an increase in the number of indicators. 2. The government, with its partners, initiated a national annual SDG conference to foster to leave no one behind and reach the furthest first. The government of Uganda has launched several initiatives such as the Parish Development Model, PDM,